Hello, my lovelies. Welcome to your collective tarot and astrology reading for November 16th, 2023. My name is Natasha, also known as Nurse Natasha. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the astrology happening today on November 16th, and we're also going to do a tarot pull for the day. So I've been doing this every single day here on my YouTube channel. If you enjoy this, hit that like button, comment, subscribe, share, all those things. I'm doing this to challenge myself for my own personal practice and to show up for you guys because I love my YouTube community. And yeah, so today, November 16th, we have our waxing crescent moon is moving into Capricorn, so moving from Sag to Capricorn. So we're going from a very kind of chaotic, fiery moon to a very practical, grounded earth moon. Capricorn is like the workhouse of the zodiac, and with the moon in Capricorn, this would be a very good day to focus on long-term goals and plans, to kind of just get things in order, to be very practical. You might hear in the background, my mom is like aggressively cleaning her house right now. So that's kind of the vibe, is like clean. Get things in order, get your goals in order. We're coming up on the last few weeks of the month. We're moving into 2024. This would be a great time to think about your goals. And tomorrow, actually, on November 17th, we still have that waxing moon in Capricorn, but we also have a Mars Cazimi, which is where Mars and the sun meet up. They have a little conjunction in Scorpio, and that's going to be a really like fiery rebirth. So I would really use today, November 16th, to like set goals, do a little goal work, just get some things in order, maybe clean a little bit. We have already at the bottom of the deck is the Page of Pentacles, very Capricorn energy. Pages are messengers, or they're taking like a little risk. And this page is taking the risk of being a student, taking the risk of being a beginner, maybe going back to school or studying, or again, just kind of allowing yourself to be a beginner again in kind of the material physical realm, like whether that's going to school or maybe like reading a book, or again, like kind of setting those smaller goals so we can hit those bigger goals, like, kind of just laying the foundation, if you will, which has been a really big theme over these past few days. I mean, it's been weeks already that we've been doing these daily readings, which I hope, again, you're enjoying. I'm doing this every single day for the month of November, so come join us. It's really interesting to see how the energies continue but also shift day to day. Like in the tarot, we have a lot of repeat cards that continue, and then we have like the shifting energies. It's just been a really interesting experience, and I'm happy that you guys are here with me experiencing that. So let's shuffle a bit and see what the message is for today, November 16th, 2023, as we have our waxing crescent moon in Capricorn. I am a lunar witch, so that's kind of what I focus on, is the moon transits. If you'd like to learn them, I do have a moon phase, moon magic guided journal, and it is half off. Everything I offer is half off right now, and so you can get it for literally only $11. And I also have a 30-day witchcraft and wellness challenge journal, and that's also $11. Normally they're both $22. You can get two for the price of one. This is my Black Friday sale, so all my witchcraft and wellness offerings are half off until the end of November, and the links for all those will be in the description box below. I did also, I am offering half off on personal readings, but I had to close those because so many people booked them. So those will hopefully be open again soon once I catch up. All right, well, we have our least favorite but stalker card, the Five of Cups, sandwiched right in between the Nine of Cups and the Ace of Swords. And if you've been here with me for a while, especially in my membership, I have a membership here on YouTube where we do live readings, live yoga, all that jazz. The Five of Cups has been like our stalker card for eternity. Like, he's always there. And the Five of Cups is a card of grief. The Five of Cups is a card of disappointment, of solemnness, of sadness, of just those heavy emotions. And, it's something, once you've experienced grief, once you experience loss, that's not something that just goes away, right? I've experienced loss in my life. My father passed away 6 years ago now, and that, changed the course of my life. And it's not something I don't think, the thing about the Five of Cups is like, you never forget about grief. You never let go of grief. Grief is something you always carry with you. However, you cannot let it consume you. You can see here, he's staring at these cups that are spilt, but there's two upright cups behind him. And the Five of Cups is like, we have to not necessarily move on, because again, I don't think that grief ever really goes away. But you have to process. You have to cope. You cannot hyperfixate on the grief, the disappointment, the negative, because you'll just stay there forever. And I don't like toxic positivity. That's not my vibe. I believe in healing and coping with your shadow self and feeling all the spectrum of emotions as a human being, but we cannot hyperfixate on it, right? So how do we get out of that? We make a wish and we work on our mental mindset. That's kind of been a theme throughout this month, is like, yes, make the wish fulfillment, heavy on the manifestation. 9 of Cups is a card of wish fulfillment, but you got to do the work. You can't just like make the wish and be like, okay, I made the wish and now I'm just going to sit here and like wait for it. That's not how it works. Ace of Swords is a new neural pathway, a new way of thinking, an aha moment. It's really working on the mind, a new path here in the mind, out of the limiting beliefs, out of the negative self-talk. And it takes practice. Like, it's a practice to get your brain to stop being deep in the negative self-talk all the time. What I suggest is just giving yourself another option. So it's, I think that toxic positivity comes around when people are like, just be happy, like, just like think good thoughts. And it's like, clearly you don't have anxiety or like depression or mental illness, So I think for me, what's helped me as a person with depression and anxiety, is just giving my brain the second option. So like, my brain immediately goes to like the anxiety, depression, doom spiral of like, oh my God, everything's going to go wrong. And then, and I just gave it the second option of like, but what if things go right? But just what if things go right? What if everything turned out better than you expect? And you just counter those negative thoughts with the positive one, even if you don't believe it yet, even if it's not true yet. It just really helps you get into that practice of creating a new neural pathway to better thoughts. So that's what I recommend. That's my strategy. And of course, we love therapy, we love all the things, all the healthy coping mechanisms. That's just something that helped me personally get out of like the grief doom mindset. I still have it, but it's better now. I got diagnosed with a very specific type of anxiety called anticipatory anxiety, where I just anticipate the worst because the worst had happened to me when my father passed. So, strength card. We got to keep going. We got to persevere through the grief and through the terribleness and tame that beast inside. That's like what this is saying. You can see she's like holding this lion, and it's like we have to do that for ourselves. It's also the card of Leo. We have to tame our inner beasts. We have to do the work. So many people don't want to do the shadow work, and I'm like, you can't just run away from it forever. Believe me, I tried, okay? I have tried. And maybe with this waxing crescent and Capricorn, it's like set some solid, tangible things that you can do in place to like start to process through these heavy feelings, Bring it into the physical, the tangible. What else do we need to know on November 16th, 2023? Whoa. Just threw out a bunch of cards. We'll take it. Why not? 10 of Pentacles lurking at the bottom of the deck. We love it. It's just like every night. Okay, we got 2 Knights and a Page and a 3 of Swords. So we have the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Swords, the 3 of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles. And again, I think this is really just what I've been saying. The Knight of Cups, Knight of Emotion, Knight of Water coming in with that cup to kind of make us happy and romantical. I don't think that's a word. Romanticizing life and like all that kind of stuff. We have the Knight of Swords who's charging in, the lightning pony. He's coming in to be a little chaotic, a little, I'm not gonna say flighty, but I think this is kind of perhaps the vibe that we need to, again, get out of that 5 of Cups. Again, the 5 of Cups is sandwiched between the Ace of Swords, the 9 of Cups. Now we have the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Swords. Similar energy. And the 3 of Swords is kind of similar to the 5 of Cups in that it's heartbreak, loss, all that kind of stuff. And it's like, if we want to move past this, like, we have to tap into the mental healing, mental energy, and the emotional healing and the emotional energy. Like, we can't just live in the doom and gloom forever. And again, Page of Pentacles is here again, asking us to be a student, asking us to, again, go back to basics. This is a really like going back to basics reading. There is a lot of Knights, there's Aces, there's Pages. It's a very young energy. It's like, allow yourself to kind of go back to what works. but also maybe learn some new things. But we're kind of going back to basics, going back to the beginning, all that kind of stuff. Now we're going to clarify with my Killstar tarot deck. I will say this deck is massive. It's literally almost bigger than my hand, so it's so hard for me to shuffle this. I already shuffled this, but we're just gonna give it a little zhuzh. I love this deck, but it's so ginormous. I can barely hold it. The Knight of Cups is here again at the bottom of the deck. Knight of Cups is the Knight of Romance, the Knight of romanticizing your life, the Knight of planting your seeds in a place that you love and nourishing it. And you know, he's like the romance knight. He's like the knight in shining armor, Prince Charming knight. Okay, I think that's really what we need to start embodying, is this kind of romanticizing our journey kind of vibe. Now let's see if I can even shuffle this. It's literally way too big for my tiny baby hands. I'm only 5'1". People are always shocked when they find out how short I am. Like, I have literally the tiniest hands and the tiniest feet. I wear like kid shoes. So you literally just saw me shuffle, and the Knight of Cups is still at the bottom of the deck. I literally just shuffled and I cut the deck and he's still right there. He's like, get it together. Like, go plant some seeds where there's water, where there's love. Like, come on. That's been the message for the past few days. The Magician. Another card that's been coming up a lot lately. I used to see the Magician a lot, like probably like 4 or 5 years ago, and I didn't see him for a while. Now I'm really seeing him again, and I think it's because we've just entered a new version of ourselves, and it's like we're kind of, I don't want to say starting over, but we have transformed, and now we're making new. We're kind of building new things in our life, and we need that Magician energy, the manifestation energy, the alchemizer energy. The Magician has the suits of the tarot on the table in front of him. They have all the tools they need. They have the infinity symbol above their head. Like, we need that energy of alchemy and creation and manifesting, because we're trying to manifest. You know, we have stepped into this new version of us, and now it's like we got to build the life of this new version of us around us. Six of Wands, we're going to be victorious. That's great. This is a card of victory. Six of Wands. You know, traditionally the Six of Wands is like the dude on the horse doing his like victory lap after coming back from the Five of Wands, which is battle. Won the battle. You know, it's success. It is being victorious. So that's great. And it's also right over the Five of Cups. So finally perhaps being victorious over that grief. King of Swords. Now we're getting a little bit more mature. You know, we had Knights and Pages. Now we have the King of Intellect, moving forward with mental clarity. The King of Air. I love how he has like little butterflies like around him. I think that's cool in this deck. Heavy on the transformation again. That's kind of the motif for the metaphor I've been using, because we just had that new moon in Scorpio. Huge transformation. We had eclipse season. Huge transformation. It's very butterfly energy. Ace of Pentacles, ooh, bringing some stuff into the physical world. I think after we do all this like mental and emotional work, it's like it's finally going to start reflecting in the physical. You know, the universe is finally going to hand you that gold coin, but you got to do the work first. There's the Page of Pentacles again. It's pentagrams in this deck. Page of Pentacles again. If you want that Ace of Pentacles, you want that gold coin, you have to go back to being a beginner. I've heard this song before in these readings. I channel a lot through music. That Hillary Duff Come Clean song, let's go back to the beginning. Like, that's the second time I've sang that song in these November readings. Go back to basics. Go back to the beginning. Like, start a new journey. Go be a student. Go be a learner. Like, you know, I've been reading tarot for God knows how long. I can't even tell you how many years. I mean, I started when I was like 15, 16, sneaking into Barnes & Noble to look at the tarot decks, and you know, it's become a daily part of my practice for like the past 6 years. But even so, I'm still going back to learning. Like, this book is great. I've been using this. It's called the Tarot Companion. It's like a little just kind of like flashcard guide. I really enjoy it because it really goes over the court cards in a way I feel like I understand better. I got this cool D26 tarot dice. I'm incorporating that into my practice just for something new. Like, you can be a beginner and a learner in things that you already are, you know, I don't want to say a master in, but things that you already do. You can learn more. These readings I've been doing every single day in November. Like, I'm doing this for my own personal practice and for y'all, but so I can learn how the daily energies shift. and how I can use it in my practice. Like I can do my own astrological and tarot practice every day, and I hope to stick with that with myself after November ends. But I was like, I'm going to challenge myself to do it for all of us so I can learn, right? So there's never a wrong time to go back and learn. Hierophant, exactly. Like the Hierophant, yes, is a card of structure and institution, can be a card of marriage, it's a card of Taurus. But this is the master, this is the guide, this is the teacher. And it's like you can be both. You can be the master and the apprentice, if we're talking Star Wars. Like you can be both. You can do both things. You can be an expert in your field and also still learning. An expert is always learning, if we're being honest. So definitely the vibe. Let's pull a couple more. I love this deck. It's so beautiful. Page of Wands. If you do choose to kind of maybe go forward and learn something new, I would do it on something you're passionate about, something that you really enjoy, something that maybe has no point in like not the real world, I don't want to say the real world, like no point in like, it's not something that's like going to make you money, or it's not something that's like for your job, or what, like do something that you're just passionate about. Like you can do things that have nothing to do with like making money or existing in a capitalist society. You can just do things. I know, mind blowing. You can just do things because you love them. I think that's what the Knight of Cups is here to tell us. Like you can do stuff just because you like doing it. Knight of Pentacles, so much pentacle energy. It might take some time, right? This is the slowest moving knight. Slow and steady. You don't have to know everything right now and go with this, again, this waxing moon and crescent moon and Capricorn. You don't have to literally reach all of your goals by tomorrow. Like allow it to kind of take its time. And what do you know? The Five of Cups. Five of Cups is still here. And here's the thing. The Five of Cups is a card that I would get really frustrated. Every time I pulled it, I'd be like, come on, again? Like, have I not worked through this already? I have processed my grief 20,000 times over. And I think that the Five of Cups continues to show up for us as a reminder of, like, it doesn't go away. Like I said at the beginning, grief does not just go away. There's a great metaphor that really helped me that I learned in therapy when I was in grief therapy about the ball in the box. So when you first experience grief, someone passes, you lose something, you can experience grief in many forms. It's a huge ball in a tiny box. There's like no room for the ball to move. It's like huge and all consuming and like just taking over this box. As time progresses, that ball does not get any smaller. However, the box gets bigger. Does that make sense? So the ball stays the same size, but the box grows around it. The ball has kind of a place to like bounce around now, and it appears smaller even though it stayed the same size. It's just the box is bigger. You're growing around your grief. Again, I can say from experience that the grief doesn't go away. It gets easier, but not really, because there are times when it's, it gets triggered and it's just as bad as like the day that it happened, right? And that's just how grief operates. But we can shift our focus from all these spilled cups. And interestingly enough, this version of the Five of Cups doesn't even have the upright cup behind them. We can take our focus from these like upside down cups that have been spilt and focus it on something new, something that we love. Focus it on something that's fertile and romanticize our life and be a beginner and be excited about something, because that really helps. It really helps the grieving process, again, speaking from experience. So this is a really beautiful reading today, my friends. I really enjoy it. I hope you enjoy. Again, please let me know if this resonated with you. Drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe. I'm doing these every single day for the month of November. I also do full moon and new moon yoga classes here on my channel. I also do yoga classes that are accessible, trauma-informed, plus-size specific yoga classes. Everything witchcraft and wellness I do. And again, all my witchcraft and wellness offerings are half off, and all those links will be in the description box below. So I appreciate y'all so much, and I'll see you next time.